Hi everybody, welcome to another session on capital budgeting. Today we are going to discuss about capital budgeting techniques. In the previous video we were discussing about capital budgeting and different aspects relating to capital budgeting. In this video we are going to study the different techniques of capital budgeting. Capital budgeting technique is classified into two. One is discounting criteria and another one is non-discounting criteria. Discounting criteria is again classified into five. One is net present value or NPV. Second one is internal rate of return IRR. And the third one is net terminal value NTL. And the fourth is profitability index PI. And the last is discounted payback period. And the other category, not discounted criteria, is classified into two. First is payback period and the second one is accounting rate of return, that is ARR. So this is how the techniques of capital budgeting goes. So the techniques of capital budgeting is classified into two, discounting criteria and non-discounting criteria. Discounting criteria is again classified into five: net present value, internal rate of return, net terminal value, profitability index and discounted payback period. And non-discounting criteria is classified into two: payback period and accounting rate of return or ARR. So this is how it goes. And let us see what is payback period method. This non-discounting method or non-discounting technique is also known as traditional method, and discounting technique is also known as modern method. Traditional method include payback period and accounting rate of return. So let us see in detail in this video about payback period method. Payback period method is the simplest and most widely used method. Payback period is the time required to recover the initial investment. A firm is always interested in knowing the amount of time required to recover its investment. It is based on the concept of cash flow and is a non-discounting technique. So payback period means it is the time required to recover the initial investment that is invested by a firm in any investment alternative. And the formula for calculating payback period include two. One is when cash inflows are equal or even, when cash inflows are uneven or unequal. When cash inflows are even or equal, it means when cash inflow of all year is equal, we use the formula as payback period is equal to initial investment divided by annual cash inflow. And the second one is when cash inflows are uneven. When the cash inflows of each year is different, we use the formula given. Payback period is equal to E plus B by C, where E is the year immediately preceding to year of recovery and B is the amount left to be recovered and C, it is the cash inflow during the year of final recovery. Okay, so these are the ways where we calculate payback period. So payback period is calculated in two forms: when cash inflows are equal and cash inflows are unequal. Cash inflows are equal means in every year the inflow will be equal. Inflow of cash will be equal. When cash inflows are unequal, every year they will be getting different inflows. When inflows are equal, it is calculated by initial investment divided by annual cash inflow. And when investments or inflows are unequal or uneven, we use formula year immediately preceding for the year of recovery plus amount left to be recovered divided by cash inflow during the year of final recovery. And next is the decision criteria for payback period. Decision criteria is if there is only one project in consideration, it would be selected only if it has a payback period as per management expectation. In case of more than one project, a project with a lower payback period should be selected. So this is the decision criteria for payback period. there is only one project, it would be selected only if it has payback period as per management expectation. If there is more than one project, the project with lower payback period should be selected. This is the decision criteria for payback period. And next is the merits of payback period method. So the merits include, it is very easy and simple to understand. It is useful in case of those industries where there is a lot of uncertainty and instability, because it lays emphasis on the speedy recovery of investment. Many firms want to recover their investment as quickly as possible. This method is more appropriate for them to know how quickly they could get their investment back. It measures liquidity of the investment also. So these are some of the merits of payback period method. It is easy to calculate, simple to understand. It is easy for speedy recovery of investment. They can, if any firm is choosing so, they can use payback period method. And if they want to recover their investment quickly, then they can use payback period method, and it measures the liquidity of investment also. And let us see some of the demerits of payback period method. This method neglects cash flow occurring after the payback period. This method does not consider the amount of profit earned after the recovery of cost of investment. Some projects may have higher cash inflow after the payback period. So it neglects the cash flow occurring after the payback period. And another one demerit is, this method does not consider the time value of money. This method also does not consider the risk associated with the project. This method ignores interest factor, which is considered very important in taking sound investment decision. So these are some of the demerits of payback period method. One is, it neglects the cash flow occurring after the payback period, and it does not consider time value and risk associated with, and it also ignores the interest factor, which is an important factor while taking investment decisions. And it include post payback period and payback profitability interest. Post payback period is the duration of payback time till economic life of a project. Post payback period is calculated using economic life minus payback period. Post payback profitability means the amount of profit which a project could earn after the recovery of initial investment, and it is calculated using total earnings from project minus payback amount. Post payback profitability interest. So the percentage of extra earning over initial investment is known as the payback amount or post payback profitability index. It is calculated using the formula post payback profit divided by initial investment into 100. So this is all about today's video. In this video, we were discussing about the capital budgeting techniques. Capital budgeting techniques is of two. One is traditional method and another one is modern method. Traditional method is also known as non-discounting technique. It includes payback period method and accounting rate of return. And modern method is also known as discounting technique and include net present value, profitability index, internal rate of return, terminal value method and discounted payback method. And today we were discussing about payback period method, and this method is the most simplest and widely used method. We were discussing about the formula for calculating payback period, and we were discussing about the merits and demerits. That is all about this video. Thank you all for listening to me.